Well, I have my first DNF for 2018, and it is The Dead Man's Wife by Solomon Jones. And it's one of my March Mystery Madness selections. The premise of the story sounds really good, and to me, the writing didn't appear to be bad. It's just the recording of the audiobook it really sucked. It was recorded low, and so I couldn't hear it good. And on top of that, it had some corny sound effects in it, like horns beeping and telephone ringing. I was just like, just tell the story. Just tell the story and tell it loud and clear. So I DNF'd that one. But the premise of the book sounds really good. It's a detective turned attorney. Her husband shows up dead, and her husband was involved in selling pharmaceutical drugs to the black market. And so I was like, this really sounds like it could be good. But the recording of the audio was just terrible. So when I DNF'd that one, I went to the library to find something else. Another mystery. It didn't happen. But I did find this. An American Marriage by Tayari Jones, and it's been everywhere. It's the Oprah Book Club pick, and Tayari, she is killing it right now. And so the premise of that book it's being touted as a love triangle. But to me, it was more of a commentary on the incarceration system in America. Because you have a newlywed couple, the husband is wrongly convicted of something he didn't commit, of a rape and attack that he didn't commit. And so throughout his 5-year incarceration, his wife winds up in a relationship with someone else. And don't get me wrong, I am pro-female. I am all about strong women. But the lead character got on my nerves. Celestial, she's the female main character. Really? I mean, are you going to stand by your man or you're not? That's basically what it boils down to me. And like, she just had so much. She's supposedly a strong businesswoman, but she can't make no decisions when it comes to who she want to be with. Don't get started. But as far as the writing, the storytelling, it's great. It's just that character really got on my nerves. But definitely check it out. It's worth the hype. The last library book I'm going to talk about is A Rage in Harlem by Chester Himes. I am just like, I can't believe I'm so late to the game on him. The basic premise of it is just somebody trying to get rich. Had this get rich scheme in Harlem back in the day, and everything just consistently goes wrong. What I liked about Chester Himes' writing in this is that it's sharp, it's quick, and it has this underlying tone of just comedy. Because the whole thing just seems like a comedy of errors to me. But anyway, he does play on like some of the stereotypes of black people, especially like preachers and all that kind of stuff. I wish I could do more in-depth read of him. So maybe in a future day I'll read more of his writings. I read 2 books on Kindle this month. The first one being Abuse of Discretion. And it is by Pamela Samuels Young. The author, she is an attorney, and so she writes books. I think you would call them legal thrillers. And this novel has 2 storylines going on. The first storyline is about a young guy who is charged as a sexual offender for having a nude picture of one of his classmates, and he's only in middle school. So it highlights this issue where DAs are charging young kids as sex offenders for doing something that teenagers are just exploring their sexuality with technology. On that storyline, you're trying to she's weaving you through the legal process at the same time, while the attorneys for the young guy are trying to figure out who actually put this picture on his phone, because he didn't take it and it was sent to him. So it was very much a mystery of trying to figure out who did that. And then the second storyline is about human trafficking. This is the third novel in a series about Dre Thomas. His niece has been kidnapped before and trafficked, and so the guy that trafficked her, he's in prison, but Dre is trying to get him killed so that he will leave his niece alone. So as I said, this is the third novel in a series, and I haven't read the other two, and I don't think I will, because it gave enough clues of what happened in the first two so that you're not behind by reading the third. You could jump in, so I don't think there's any reason for me to go back and read the first two. But I really enjoyed her writing. I like the fact that I knew that since she was an attorney, that most of the legal stuff, jargon would be correct, and it's not just some made up stuff. So I would definitely say check out Pamela Samuels Young, because her writing was really good. The second book I read, Murder in G Minor, and it's by Alexia Gordon. It's the first book in the Gethsemane Brown series. And Gethsemane Brown, she is a classically trained musician. And in this story, she's in Ireland and she's lost her job and everything, but she finds one with a school for boys, and she decides to stay in Ireland. And she also gets another little job house sitting, and it's at the house of one of her musical idols who has died in an apparent murder-suicide. Okay, this story has ghosts in it. I don't do ghosts. No, sir. Not at all. So the ghost comes and asks Gethsemane to help solve his wife's murder and his murder, because he really didn't commit suicide. Her writing is good, and I thought the premise of the story was really good. I really like having an African-American woman being in Ireland, you know, a foreign country. But the ghost, just can't do the ghost. But if you like it, you check it out. I also read the Atlanta Noir book, and I have a reading vlog video that I'll link below for you to check it out. And so that wraps up my March and March Mystery Madness wrap up for 2018. Did you have a good reading month? Thanks for watching, and have a great day.